Every couple fights. But have you ever walked away from an argument thinking, well, that got out of hand fast? Maybe it started as an offhand comment or a sigh or a glance at your phone at the wrong moment. And suddenly you're not just arguing about this moment anymore. You're dragging up old fights, reopening past wounds, and questioning things that had nothing to do with how it all began. Fights in relationships have a way of spiraling. But here's the thing, fighting itself isn't the problem. How you fight is. In fact, most people don't realize it, but healthy conflict can actually bring you closer. If conflict makes you uneasy, you're not alone. And yes, without the right tools, arguments can go from productive to toxic really quick. That's where relationship science comes in. Dr. John Gottman, one of the world's leading relationship experts, spent decades studying what makes couples thrive. And what he found is that the strongest relationships aren't the ones without fights. They're the ones who know how to fight. In his book, The Marriage Clinic, he breaks down 4 simple but powerful strategies that can completely change the way you handle conflict. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through them. So the next time a fight happens, you can use it to strengthen your relationship instead of tearing it down. I'm Jordan Travers. I'm a licensed clinical psychotherapist. And today I'm going to show you how to fight right. Strategy number 1, start soft, not sharp. Bringing up an issue with your partner can go one of 2 ways. For example, it's usually, you never listen to me, or I've been feeling unheard lately. Can we talk about it? One sparks defensiveness, while the other invites understanding. This difference is what Dr. John Gottman calls a softened startup, approaching conflict gently rather than with blame or criticism. And it's one of the strongest predictors of whether a discussion stays productive or spirals into a fight. The way you start a conversation often determines how it ends. Lead with criticism, and you're in for an argument. Lead with vulnerability, and you open the door to real connection. So next time frustration hits, pause and ask yourself, am I here to connect or to clash? This small pause can help shift your mindset. And if that question doesn't resonate, you can find your own version. For example, do I want to be right or do I want to be heard? Or am I building a bridge or am I burning one? Because sometimes how you say something matters more than what you say. Strategy number 2, some problems don't need solving, just managing. According to Gottman's research, 69% of relationship conflicts are unsolvable. Yes, you heard that right. Almost 70% of the things you argue about aren't changing. Not today, not next year, and probably not ever. Because these aren't problems, they're differences in personality, values, habits, the very things that make your partner who they are. A study specifically shows that traits like extraversion and conscientiousness play a key role in how couples experience and interpret conflict. The greater the differences between you and your partner in those areas, the more disagreements you're likely to have. But that doesn't mean something is wrong. It simply means that you see the world differently. Maybe you recharge by going out, but for them, the perfect Friday night is takeout and pajamas. Maybe you swear by a 5-year plan while they're just trying to make it through the end of this week. You can argue about it till the cows come home, but no one's magically switching teams. Forcing a fix only leads to frustration and might even ruin something that was perfectly fine to begin with. The happiest couples, they don't waste energy battling over who's right. They figure out how to work with their differences, not against them. So next time you hit one of these roadblocks, skip the how do we fix this debate and ask, how do we make this easier on each other? Because conflict doesn't mean that you're incompatible. It just means that you've chosen a whole, complex, individual human, and now you're figuring it out together. Strategy 3, repair, don't resent. Ever had a fight that should be over, but somehow you're still feeling weird about it days later? That's because tension doesn't just vanish, it lingers. And if you let it sit too long, it turns into something worse, resentment. This is why Gottman says the strongest couples don't just move on from fights, they repair them. A repair attempt can be something as simple as, I don't want to fight, can we start over? or a reassuring touch or hug, or even just taking responsibility and saying, I see why that upset you and that wasn't my intention. These gestures, they won't erase the argument, sure, but they do shift the focus from the problem to the partnership. They're a reminder that even when you don't see eye to eye, you're still on the same team. And like any good team, both players need to show up. Repair only works if both partners are willing to take part. So if your partner reaches out, try not to shut them down, even if you're still upset. Take a beat, a breath, and stay open to meeting them halfway. Because at the end of the day, it's not about who's right. It's about making sure that you're still right for each other. And last, strategy number 4, let it go. But really, let it go. Forgiveness isn't about sweeping things under the rug. It's about choosing to not let the past hurt define your relationship. Ignoring an issue doesn't make it disappear, and holding on to resentment only builds the distance. Real forgiveness is somewhere in between. It's a choice. It's an intentional decision to let go because your relationship is bigger than the mistake. Now, don't get me wrong. Forgiveness doesn't happen instantly. You're allowed to feel angry. You're allowed to need time. But research shows that gratitude can make letting go easier. When couples actively practice gratitude, they shift their focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. They stop keeping score of missteps and start appreciating all the ways their partner shows up for them. So maybe your partner forgot something important, an anniversary, a promise, a plan. You could hold on to that frustration, replay it in your mind, and let it fester. Or you could step back and remember all the times that they didn't forget, the ways they've supported you, made you laugh, or been there when it truly mattered. Your feelings are valid, but when you shift your focus to why this person is worth it, moving forward feels lighter, and love becomes a little easier to hold on to. Conflict isn't a sign of a broken relationship, but how you handle conflict is what determines whether you grow closer or grow apart. Because strong relationships aren't built on avoiding conflict. They're built on navigating it. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your go-to strategy for handling conflict? Drop it in the comments below. And if this video resonated with you, hit like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed relationship insights. I'm Jordan Travers, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.